Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here at Navora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. It is day 20 of 75 here for EDSS here in the Realm Reborn, and yesterday we had the opportunity to come here to a little spot here in Thanlin, a little village, that is home to an organization that we got an invitation to from Ida and Papa Limo. And yeah, I am pronouncing that correctly because apparently that is how they pronounce her name. To come and join the organization known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And so I agreed to join them. I'm still waiting for my Scion TC to be given to me because I'd rather be driving throughout Eorzea rather than walking around in it. But I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, in order to advance in our first official task as a member of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, we need to speak with one of its members, Thancred, who is right over here, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is likely that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends at Amagina & Sons Mineral Concern have double security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abductions should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that would seem like a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. And so, away he goes. So now it is up to us to make our way to Camp Drybone. So we're going to leave the Solar. Yeah, very strange that they call it a Solar even though you couldn't see the sun at all. So in order to leave, we have to make our way back out into Vesper Bay. And so we're going to leave the Waking Sands and re-enter the village of Vesper Bay here in western Thanlin. So, looking forward to moving on in the storyline as now being a member of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yet, you do have to admit that's a pretty cool name for an organization. So, now we're ready to go. Now, you notice that there are quite a lot of quests that are highlighted in red. These are because of the fact that, as you can see, you have to be at level 50 to take on this quest, for example. And for those of you who are not familiar, experience level 50 is the highest possible experience level that you can get for any warrior class, magic class, or anything to do with crafting. But we'll get to crafting when we get to that particular point. Right now, there is something that I would like to take care of because I can take care of it quickly because I planned ahead for this. We want to speak with Swergheim, who is over here, and she has a little challenge for us. A level 15 challenge called Color Your World. Swergheim wants to show you a whole new world of colors. You there! Yes, you, the decisively unfashionable adventurer! Well, excuse me, I didn't know that the Assassin's Creed outfit was considered to be out of style. Gods be good, never in my life have I seen such unapologetic focus on function at extreme cost of form. The mere sight of you makes my eyes bleed. As a lover of all things aesthetically pleasing, I cannot in good conscience allow you to continue roaming the realm in that sorry state. I believe your appearance can yet be salvaged through the use of color! I will teach you how to go about dyeing your outfit, but first I must have a drink. The heat has given me a vicious thirst and I won't be able to talk for any length of time. Be a dear and buy me a bottle of orange juice at the stall by the northern gates, would you? Once I have moistened my throat, we shall see to the business of remedying your appearance. Well, I can actually do that, so because I already, as I said before, made it a point to complete this task ahead of time by getting a bottle of orange juice. I don't know what they meant by northern gates, but you can buy some in Ul'dah. All you need to go to do is speak to the right person in order to get the bottle of orange juice, and so you can just give it to Swergheim right here. Pray tell you have brought my orange juice, lest you have forgotten the merchant who sells it can be found just outside the northern gates. Or rather, just inside, rather. So yes, we want to hand over the orange juice, which is right here, and so there you go. Phew, that's a relief. Finally, I can teach you how to bring color into your life. Listen well. There are handy items called colorants which allow folk to dye their outfits a veritable rainbow of colors. These colorants are so simple to use, adventurers have no excuse to be fashion unconscious. Lest you worry that dyeing your outfit will affect your garment's precious properties, you may rest assured it will not. The practicality you adventurers love so much will not suffer for the change in appearance, a change for the better. It should also gladden you to know that garments can be dyed repeatedly, so there's no fear of getting locked into one color. That garish pink that seemed like such a wonderful idea after a dozen glasses of red can be undone. And that is all you need to know about dyeing gear. Now what are you waiting for? Get out there and bring some color into your life. And for simply completing this task, we get enough experience points to get ourselves to level 20. Huzzah! So yeah, we don't need to worry about this stuff right now. And we also gained Keener Flurry, which is going, I'll point this out in actions and traits. We should see, yes, Keener Flurry. Improves the Keen Flurry parry rate increased to 80%, though I don't necessarily use it myself. But no matter. So the next ability we're going to get will be at level 22, which is Invigorate. So now that we have accomplished that, we can now move on, because it's time for us to be on our way back to, well, we know where we gotta go. It's gonna be to the east of us. In fact, it's gonna be quite a fair ways out. So much so, actually, that I'm actually going to return to Ul'dah. So I'm going to return to Ul'dah, and then once I've done that, we'll then continue on from Eastern Thanalan. So be back in a moment. Okay, so after looking at the map, it turns out I don't need to necessarily go back to Ul'dah in order to access Eastern Thanalan. And actually, it'll work out better for me because of the fact that I can uncover more of the map as we go along, and of course that will be resulting in me getting more experience points. And also, in addition to that, before I left Vesper Bay, I got some new outfits on. I got some new armor on. So, yeah, including some shorts. So, yeah, I'm going to be going a little Roman Centurion for a while. So, anyway, we can continue on. And for those of you who do not remember, I am equipped. I can be equipped with a helmet. But, of course, you're not required to actually show it. But, yeah, just to give you an idea, that's what it looks like. So, now that we got that taken out of the way, we got that taken care of and out of the way, on to Central Thanalan. So yeah, we're ultimately trying to get to Eastern Thanalan. Of course, as we go along, we'll be uncovering more of the map and getting more experience points. So, we want to ultimately get all the way over there. Yeah, right where that checkmark is. That's our ultimate goal. Of course, we'll be uncovering more of the map as we go along. So let's see just how much of it we can uncover. Of course, this will be a great opportunity if we get, if the right enemies come along to possibly add to the hunting log, but I don't think I can fight anything here in Thanalan, at least not right now, that will add to my hunter's log. But you never know, we might find something. Plus, it's also a good idea for us to come this way because we get the opportunity to attune to more aetherites. So let's run down here to where this place is. And we can add it to our collection. Yeah, look at me run with those massive black boots on. Jump off the tracks! Yes, cleared them! Alright. Alright, so attune to the aetherite here at Blackbrush Station. And once we've done that, we can continue on. Right, and so, want to keep going directly east is our way to choose. And it actually looks like the opponents are getting weaker, not stronger. But that'll change once we cross over into Eastern Thanalan. That will change. Yeah, so just uncover more of the map and you get more experience points. Yeah, a whole bunch of experience points for doing really nothing. I mean, seriously, is there any way to get it easier? Alright, so just go around the lake, I suppose. It's a little oasis. It looks like you're gonna have to jump into it. Ah! And if you fall from too high, you will take damage. But not all that much, at least not from the height that we fell from. Okay, now we're starting to see level 14 enemies. This is starting to become a little more challenging, as it were. Stay away from the feral opponent. And then, once we've got all that taken care of, we can now make our way bound for Eastern Thanalin. And so now all we have to do is wait for the load to be dealt with on that, and we will have advanced further in the plot. So I'm really looking forward to getting this challenge taken care of, because I'm quite sure this will be the catalyst for another instanced raid. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. So all we have to do is just follow the icon now and see where it's taking us. And where it's taking us is right over where that 8th raid is just coming into view. And yeah, you did not see that, right? You did not see that wrong. That was an oversized chocobo. It's part of the little hatching tide event that they have going on right now. So I want to descend down here into Camp Drybone. And here's Isambard right here. Alright, Mr. Isambard, nice to meet you, sir. I'm Isambard. Here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Minfilia sent word that an adventure fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be very wary of the Emulsia. It seems we know who the culprits are at the very least. Now I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victim's safety returned. And so, we complete the challenge. Not that it was much of one, but... Or the bronze. Let's take the brass gorget. And then, we can immediately talk to him again to get the next challenge started. Level 17 entitled Unsolved Mystery. Isambard of Camp Drybone is seeking help to solve a mystery of missing persons. Let us get right to it then. Minfilia names the Emulsia culprits in all this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Emulsia hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness at all places at all times. And he's referring to the Immortal Flames, who are basically like the police around here. There have been brutal murders of callers at the Church of Saint Adama Ladama, innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the deed before Mongols catch their scent, but I know not if the Emulsia still linger. Would you secure the remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Emulsia seek in this area. And so with all that, we have to retrieve 3 ripe corpses. Yeah. Yes, death becomes him in this instance. So we want to make our way out of town, and where we ultimately want to go will be down there. So it's not that far. Well, you know what? Since I'm here, I might as well uncover this part of the map just to get the experience for it. There we go. Now that that's taken care of, we can now start heading around Camp Drybone. And then once we get ourselves to where we need to be, we can then move on. And we can find the 3 ripe corpses just ripe for the picking, as it were. As disgusting as that sounds, and I don't blame you if you are grossed out by that. Because quite honestly, I would feel grossed out myself. So yeah, the red circle is where we're gonna find them. And it looks like there's a bunch of level 18 enemies so we're gonna have to be careful. Trying to find our ripe corpses. Yeah, here's all 3 of them, but yeah, there's definitely the dark circle around them, which means the minute we touch this circle, we're gonna have enemies all over us. As in... right now. Yeah, right here. Here's where they are. So now it's up to me to deal with them. Swiftly and efficiently. I shall make sure that you bring no further damage to these poor souls who have been killed at your dirty hands. Yeah, it won't be long before you're brought to your knees. There we go, you're dead. Yeah, you weren't really much of a threat at all. Yeah, I hardly even took damage in that battle. Alright, so let's go pick up our corpses. Wonder if there's a corpse bride to deliver them to. Yeah, that was a bit unnecessary. Alright, got them all, so now we gotta give them back to Isambard at Camp Drybone. So, run on back, because the camp's not that far. In fact, I could even drop right in, because it is beneath us. It's easier to get in, but it's not so easy to get out, because, yeah, there are a few exits here. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? Yes, we did. With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Emulsia? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Emulsia remaining after all. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed. But I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Emulsia raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travellers pass through Drybone every day, and even if one were among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? Well, that we shall soon find out. Because Isambard has our next challenge immediately available. A level 18 challenge entitled, What Poor People Think. Isambard aims to turn his investigation to the common folk. What say we turn a night to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There is a merchant by the name of August, who was born here in Drybone, and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. He'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. And so, he'll be down at the inn, which is somewhere around here. Somewhere along this parts. In fact, I'm quite sure that this is it. I think we have to go in here and try and snuff him out. And if I'm wrong, then we'll just keep searching for him, and yeah, I do believe I am. So, yeah, where is that inn? It needs to be here somewhere. Is this it? Well, it certainly looks like we're getting closer. Yes, here's August. And, if you're watching yesterday's episode, this guy might look a little familiar to you. Well, gods be damned! You're that bloody adventurer who wanted to threaten me back in Uldar! What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Well, this specifically. Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours, Isambard. Friend, folk around here as well as they come. They'll turn tail if you run so much as pass as wind nearby. Play them all for fools and cook some hard labour, that my did. If anything, they're even more timid than before, what with all their disappearances. You can go talk to them for yourself if you don't believe me. And so, that's what we gotta do, speak with the common folk. Yeah, the guy who pretty much was planning to do not so pleasant things to that damsel in distress, we have to ally this guy now. Please, sir, just leave me be. But you have information that I require. Come on, out with it. Oh, he walks away, really? Oh, that's not right. Well, what about you, devious derelict?
I have nothing to say to this. I'll take who or whatever's been feeding off us low folk.
And so he walks away, and when we come over to the Petrified proper, I can pretty much tell you what's gonna happen. What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Yeah, they think I'm gonna kill them. That's pretty worrisome, actually. So, hustle back over to the inn and try and get some more answers out of August. Hey, your resistance didn't give me any answers. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been a lot of talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. And for those of you who are unaware, there is a Costa del Sol in this game. There was also a Costa del Sol in Final Fantasy VII that was the drop-off point for the naval transport from... what is the name of that town? Where you participate in the military march with Cloud in disguise. I think it's Junon? I think it was Junon. I'll have to look that up and confirm that. So, yeah, off goes August, and so now we have to finalize by speaking to Isambard. Yeah, was it Junon? I think I may have one or two letters incorrect, but I'll need to look it up to be sure. Welcome, Bakidi. Have you learned aught of import? Oh, I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from August. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know of something of use. And so, this challenge is completed, and we can go directly into the next one. A proper burial. Isambard would like you to learn what you can from the clergy. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place to ask than the church of Saint Adama Landama. It is a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so, as long as you head there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquez. He tends the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. And so, that's what we will do next. So, what I want to do is come up this way. Put a little spring in my step while I'm at it. And go in the direction of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. So it's going to be right at the top of the hill. So we want to make it a point to go around these graves. Show your respect to them while you're at it. Oh yes, here you are. Here's Marquez. And there's the church. Alright. Mr. Marquez, I require your assistance. I am Marquez, yes. A body, of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, sir. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. And so we can follow this little secret little path, and we can place the body where it should belong. Yes, right here. So, turn over the embalmed corpse to the grave and place it there. And so, yeah, now we have to actually bury it. So we have to interact with it and officially bury it. Yeah. No one said this was going to be a clean, simple task today. Mr. Marquez? May they all walk in Thol's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Olsen can. She's been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You will find Sister Olsen within the church walls. And so, let's go inside to meet with Sister Olsen, who is over here, and I should probably not be staying on chairs in a church. That's disrespectful.
I hear you have done us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants. It is true I am closer to the people than any other in the Order. I confide in them and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thol, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I'll be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquez would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marquez and soon.
So yeah, we apparently Thancred was here. I don't want to forget his name already, like that would be just embarrassing. So yeah, we want to run back down into Camp Drybone. It's not that far to go. But if I want to take shortcuts, I'm going to have to jump over the fence. And then run down. Yeah, there he is, right over there. Jump once, jump twice, take a left. Yeah, it certainly seems like Isambard is very popular today. So let's see what he has to say about what happened. Thank you, Edie. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? Then you've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Edie? Oh, that's Thancred. Yes. We did hear word that he was here. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I, too, spoke with August more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds be done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes the confession, the good sister Orson herself? Orson? She wouldn't! She couldn't! Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and it would be wise to keep an eye to this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marquez. I swear to the 12 that I've seen that face elsewhere before. Really? I guess during the Calamity? Well, in any event, we complete this challenge and get some more weapons or armor, or in this case armor, but we already have enhanced armor, so we're going to take 5 silver pieces at 500 gil apiece. So yeah, we're taking the money and we're running with it. And so, with that now taken care of, let's see, yep, Isambard has our next challenge. Level 19, entitled For the Children. Isambard is concerned about the questions surrounding Sister Orson's integrity. Sister Orson, it cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children. But no, it could not be she, could it? I grow weary of the suspicions. I know that there's one child that she is particularly fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Edie, and see if you cannot glean something from him about Orson's activities. And so, that is what we shall do. Search for the uncombed urchin in the Golden Bazaar. To get there, we basically have to go back. Well, we're not going back towards the church, but where we are going is a little further north of that. Right here is where the Golden Bazaar is, and so that is where we're going next. So, let's now go around the church. It's nighttime, but look how awesome the background is. I would really like to know what specifically that is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like crystallized fire, like what you may have seen in Final Fantasy XIII. They had stuff like that. So, over this direction to the Golden Bazaar, where the enemies are going to continue to increase in difficulty and experience level. So, over in this direction, we should find what we are seeking. Yeah, it's just a nice, calm, peaceful evening here in this is Eastern Thanlan, not Western Thanlan. Yeah, Western Thanlan is where the signs of the Seventh Dawn are located. But no, what we want to look for is going to be along this path. And put a little spring in your step there, Edie. And away we go around the right-hand turn. And in the direction of the Golden Bazaar. So it is here where we'll hopefully find some answers. And yeah, don't be afraid to take on the side quests if you so desire. Alright, so speaking now to the uncombed urchin.
Please help! Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back! She always reads me right here about Thol and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her!
And so, we have to save a damsel in distress, apparently. So, onward. Now going east. And, yeah, we pretty much can see it for ourselves where Sister Orson is And we know that once we breach this perimeter, we're going to have enemies all over us. So I'm going to give just a couple minutes for my TP to increase back up past half. That should be good enough. And here we go. Ooh, Rotting Mage and a Rotting Pikeman. Yeah, these are definitely ghosts. She's being haunted is Sister Orsen. So we've got to give these people, these zombies, an exorcism. These evil zombies shall not hurt the Lady of the Faith. Not as long as I'm around. And down it goes. Victory is ours, and we can speak with the sister. So let's go ahead and aid her here.
You're the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him.
And so, with that taken care of, back over to Camp Drybone. And can I? Yeah, I can go this direction. It'll be quicker. But doing so means I will have to cross paths with feral opponents, like the Vandalist Simps, for instance. Yeah, pump those legs there, Edie. Pump those legs as fast as you possibly can. And yeah, we're gonna have them. We're gonna have the imps chasing us. I'm not really in any mood to fight them because I really don't need to. Alright, so, yeah, okay, now we can go ahead and use the sprint. Alright, go. Back to Camp Drybone. Yeah, it's a good thing everything is so close by. It really is quite the help. So we can take the little passage over here, go around that. Hello, Lily May. Yeah, I don't, say hello to other online gamers enough in this on this Let's Play. I should make a point of doing that more. Isambard, I have your information. Sister Orsen was tucked outside the Golden Bazaar. God's forfend, I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. Well, I guess we'll find out more as we go along. So, level 20 armors, but none of them are of benefit to me, so we're taking the money again. Yeah, we're just racking up money right now. And what has Isambard getting for us next? Amalja Wrong Places. Isambard seems to have a message for you from Thancred. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orsen. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. And so, we have to speak with Thancred, and he's going to be, well, actually not all that far. But we're going to leave this for next time, since we're over half an hour now, and so we've accomplished quite a bit, crossing into new territory, and also getting Edie some new armor that he could desperately use. And so, we will save our pursuit of Thancred for another time. Well, I guess a pursuit in the sense that we're going to reunite with him. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will meet up with Thancred, as it looks like we may have to take on the Amalja and try and stop them from whatever scheme they have coming up and have planned. So until next time, everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.